In this lecture, I'm going to show you how to connect a USB device to a virtual machine. As an example, I'm going to be connecting a wireless adapter to my Kali machine. But the same method can be used to connect any USB device. Now, as mentioned in the course requirements, you need a wireless adapter for the cracking section of this course. So these are the lectures where we're going to show you how to crack the passwords for Wi-Fi networks. Other than that, you can do everything else in the course without a wireless adapter. What I mean by a wireless adapter is a USB device that connects through USB to your computer, and it allows you to communicate with wireless networks. Now, most computers and laptops come with a built-in wireless card. The only problem is, first of all, you can't access built-in wireless cards from a virtual machine. Also, even if you can, so even if you install Kali as a main machine, the built-in wireless cards are not good for hacking because we need a powerful adapter that supports monitor mode and packet injection. And we're going to go into what each of these mean. But basically, the built-in wireless adapter does not support these modes and can't be used for hacking. That's why I recommend powerful wireless adapters. They're listed in the course requirements, and I'm going to list them in the resources of this lecture, and you can connect them to Kali like I'm going to show you right now. So I already have VirtualBox open, and you just want to click the machine that you want to connect the adapter to. We're going to go to its settings. We're going to go to ports. We're going to go to USB. And make sure that USB is enabled, and you want to pick the USB option that is used by your adapter. So it's either USB 1, 2, or 3. And for the adapter that I have, it uses USB 2. Then you want to come here to the plus sign and click on it. Now you'll see that I have a number of devices that I can attach to the Kali machine. Now I still haven't connected the adapter. So first of all, I'm just going to have a look on the available devices. Then I'm going to connect the adapter. And I'm going to list the devices again. I did that because we're assuming that I don't know the name of my adapter, because the name that you'll see here is the name of the chipset that's used inside the adapter. So it's not the brand name that you see on the adapter itself. So when I click on it now, you'll see that I have a new entry called Atheros, and this is actually my wireless adapter. It's an Alpha AWS 036NHA. So I'm going to click on it. That's it added here. I'm going to click on OK. And that's the adapter added to Kali. Now, before starting my virtual machine, I'm going to physically disconnect my wireless adapter. And then I'm going to connect the adapter once Kali fully loads. Now I'm going to start it. So I'm going to put my username, which is root, and my password, which is TOOR. Okay, now Kali is fully loaded. I'm going to go and physically connect my wireless adapter. And like I said, I usually do this just to avoid any conflicts. Now, once the adapter is connected, you want to make sure that it's attached to Kali. And to do that, we're going to go to the devices menu. So we're going to go all the way to the top. We're going to go to devices. We're going to go on USB. And we're going to make sure that this adapter right here is checked. Now, sometimes it might not be checked for you. So click on it to check it. For me, it's already checked. So I'm not going to click it. And to confirm that the adapter is connected, we can just go on terminal right here and type ifconfig. This command lists all the interfaces that's connected to the machine, and as you can see now, it's showing an adapter called LAN 0, which is the wireless adapter. So if you have this in here, that means your adapter is connected. If you don't, then ask in the discussions and I'll help you through this. Some adapters are not compatible with Kali, so that could be the issue, or the issue could be something else. Also, now if we go here on the top right, you'll see that I have a Wi-Fi option, which I can use to connect to Wi-Fi networks. Now, we don't need to do this because I showed you how to set up a NAT network, and Kali already has internet access through this NAT network. So we only need the wireless adapter to hack into other networks to crack their passwords. When it comes to networking, you probably heard of the term MAC address a lot. So in this lecture, I'm going to cover what do we mean by MAC address, what it's used for, and how to change it. MAC address stands for Media Access Control. It's a permanent physical and unique address assigned to network interfaces by the device manufacturer. So whether you have a wireless card or a wired or Ethernet card, each one of these network cards come with a specific address that is unique to this card. So there is no two devices in the world that would have the same MAC address, and this address will always be the same to this specific device. Even if you unplug it from your computer, connect it to another computer, then this network device will always have the same address. So you might already know that the IP address is used in the internet to identify computers and communicate between devices on the internet. The MAC address is used within the network to identify devices and transfer data between devices. So each piece of data or packet that is sent within the network contains a source MAC and a destination MAC. Therefore, this packet would flow from the source MAC to the destination MAC. So, because this is a physical unique address to each interface, to each network device, and because it is used to identify devices, then changing it will make you anonymous on the network. Not only that, but the MAC address is often used by filters to prevent or allow devices to connect to networks and do specific tasks on the network. So being able to change your MAC address to another device's MAC address will allow you to impersonate this device and allow you to do things that you might not be able to do. So you'd be able to bypass filters or connect to networks that only specific devices with specific MAC addresses can connect to, and you will also be able to hide your identity. Now, changing the MAC address is very simple. So let me show you how to do that. First of all, I'm going to use the ifconfig command to list all the network interfaces available on my Kali machine. What I mean by network interface is any device that allows us to connect to a network. So an example is a Wi-Fi card or an Ethernet card and so on. So you can see, first of all, we have ETH0, and this is a virtual interface created by VirtualBox when we set Kali to use a NAT network. So you can see the interface name is ETH0. You can see it has an IP address because, like I said, it's connected to a network. So if we go here, we can see it's saying wired connected. So this is the interface that represents the wired network that Kali is connected to, which is actually a virtual NAT network. You can also see the net mask, the broadcast, and a really important piece of information, which is the other. This is the MAC address of this virtual interface. Now you can see similar information for my other two interfaces, the LO and the LAN 0. The only thing is, you can see for both of these interfaces, we do not have an IP address. And the main reason for that is because none of these interfaces is connected to a network. Now LO is a default interface created by Linux, and LAN 0 is my real wireless adapter, so I can use it to connect to Wi-Fi networks. But if I go on the network in here, you'll see Wi-Fi is not connected because I actually didn't connect to any network, and that's why it does not have an IP address. Now this doesn't matter because what we want to do is to just change the MAC address which again is shown here under the other part. So similar to what you're seeing here for ETH0. Now, in order to change any of the values that you see in here, you have to first disable the interface. So, in this example, we want to change the MAC address. So that is represented by the other, and the value is right here. So, in order to disable an interface, we're gonna do ifconfig, followed by the interface name, which is LAN0 in my example, followed by down to disable it. Now, if I hit enter, you'll see the command runs with no errors, so it means that it got executed properly. And the next thing that we need to do is to change the option that we want to change. And in this example, we want to change the other, which is the MAC address. So first we're gonna type ifconfig. We're gonna type the interface that we want to change, one of its options. Then we're gonna type the option that we want to change. And what we want to change is the hardware address. So we're gonna do HW other. Then we're gonna give it the address that we want to change the MAC address to. So for example, I'm gonna use 001122334455. Very simple command. We're doing ifconfig LAN0 to select the interface that we want to change its option. We want to set the hardware address, and we want to set this address to this specific address. So you can use any address that you want following the same format shown here. Just make sure your address starts with 00. So I'm gonna hit enter, and again we don't see any error messages, so it means the command got executed properly. And finally, we just need to enable the interface because we disabled it by doing ifconfig LAN0 down. So we just need to do ifconfig LAN0 up to enable it. Now the interface is enabled, and if we do ifconfig again and look at the other part in here, you can see that it is changed to the MAC address that we specified. Now this is done and your MAC address is changed. Now you can go ahead and start using the interface, and it'll appear to have this MAC address instead of its original MAC address. And like I said, this can be useful in so many scenarios. Now keep in mind, the MAC address will revert back to the original one once you restart the computer, because we're only changing the MAC address in memory. We're not really changing the physical MAC address. But if your MAC address is resetting to the original one without restarting, then something is going wrong, and it's probably happening because your network manager is resetting the MAC address. Not everybody will face this issue, so I'm not gonna cover it in this lecture. But if you face this issue, if your MAC address goes back to the original one without restarting the computer, then check